Hello everyone, I'm Chris Martinson of Peak Prosperity. This is your weekly update. It is Friday, July 7th, 2017. Now, what's going on in the world is pretty interesting. Right now there's a G20 meeting happening over in Germany. And what's interesting is not that you get these 20 leaders together and they talk about stuff and nothing really happens. There are protests there where if you look at the banner signs, the protesters have called it Welcome to Hell. And so these banners are everywhere, and police are getting injured, and water cannons are being used, and it's I don't know how well it's being covered in the media you follow, but it's a pretty big deal. And who are these people? What are they organizing around? Well, they are pursuing an anti-capitalist agenda is what they're talking about. They're noting the destruction that's happening all over the world due to capitalism, but actually it happens under socialism just the same. That the way we are living on this planet is clearly beginning to show up in very adverse ways out in the environment and also for the people who have to live in the ruined environments. But again, it's about all life. So listen with me for just a second. We are right now in upstate New York at Canandaigua Lake at my family's summer place. I have a large extended family here, and I've been coming here for all of my 54 years, every year. So here I am. It's a beautiful, warm day, and I want you to listen with me for a second. You might hear the running water. You might hear one or two birds, but I'm going to tell you what you don't hear. You don't hear the meeps of the katydids. You don't hear the sounds of the cicadas. You don't hear grasshoppers. There's no insect sounds to be heard. Again, we drove up here 6 hours through farm country, and we hit one bug. I don't know what it was. It left a quick smear. One on the windshield the whole drive up. We are living through our own silent spring. Whatever we've done, and I believe it's the neonicotinoid pesticides, we have taken out the bottom of the food chain in terms of insects. So when they say welcome to hell, these are the kinds of things people, young people, caring people in particular are beginning to notice, which is it's unacceptable. I actually have grief in my heart that I don't hear the insects here. And because there aren't the insects, you won't hear the birds that feed on the insects, and it goes on and on. We can't simply take out the bottom of the food chain without consequences. But we shouldn't be doing it anyway because it's not a very conscious thing to do. It's not in right relationship. It's not how all of this should be going. So, look, we know at some point we're going to have to no longer grow our economy, grow. We know we can't grow infinitely on a finite planet. That's been my key message. This week at Peak Prosperity, Charles Hugh Smith will be, has a two-parter coming out, and it's on his vision of what a degrowth economy actually looks like. So if you're not growing, what are you doing? Well, we're going to have to wrestle with that at some point. So that's what we're discussing is how are we going to begin to step into and live into this beautiful world in a way where we're in right relationship with the whole world. We have to change the narrative. It's clearly broken and it's breaking faster. So we've got to do something about this. And it starts by educating yourself. And then you follow that with actions to begin to align your actions with what you know about the world. And finally, it's about how you are. It's about being the person who changes the people around you because of the energy you carry in you and how you carry yourself in the world. So that learning, the doing, the being, that's what we talk about at Peak Prosperity. That's what people are waking up to all over the world. It's exciting. And hey, there's no guarantees of success. Failure is an option in this story. So that's why we need you engaged. That's why I put out these weekly updates. That's why we continue to look at things that are hard to look at because they have to be looked at. And I'm here surrounded by no insects this year, and it's just an astonishing thing. And I can't believe we're doing it again. Rachel Carson wrote Silent Spring back in the 60s. That was around DDT. We should have learned our lesson, but we did it again. Astonishing, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at in more detail at our site at Peak Prosperity, which is what do we need to begin to do to begin living into this planet properly in right relationship with each other. And so with that, I'm going to cut that short here. I will talk to you next week. Thank you so much for listening, and have a great weekend and rest of your week. Thank you.